We'll now look at solving linear equations, which is a particular type of equation. These are equations that are equivalent to something of the form ax plus b equal to 0, where a is not 0. So in particular, we only need one variable, and it shouldn't be raised to any powers or anything like that. And that's going to be a linear equation. So we'll look at a few examples of solving these. Here's the first one. And the very first thing you should do when you see these is to simplify the sides. On the left, 2 times 4 would be 8, and 2 times negative 3 is negative 6. On the right, there's nothing to simplify. We can also go ahead and do this negative 6 minus 8, which would be negative 14. And on the right, 4 plus 2x. After that, our goal is to get the variables on the same side. Whether you want to get them on the left or the right is up to you. In this case, I'm going to move them to the left side of the equation. We'll do that by removing this 2x, so we subtract it. And we have to do that from both sides. 8 minus 2 would be 6x minus 14. And on the right, we have a 4, and these cancel to 0. After that, we want to get our constants on the other side. So I have this negative 14 with the variable. So I'm going to add 14 to get rid of it. On the left, I have 6x, and these become a 0. On the right, I get 18. The very last step is to get rid of the number in front of x. We'll do that by dividing by 6. 6 divided by 6 is 1. 18 divided by 6 is 3. So my solution, x equal to 3. Here's another one. So once again, we'll start by simplifying. 7 times 1 is 7, and 7 times 4 is 28. And then we have this h. Negative 5 plus 7 is 2, plus 28h equal to 26. We only have one variable, so we need to get our constants to the other side. We'll do that by subtracting 2. So that's 28h is equal to 26 minus 2 is 24. We then need to get rid of this number in front of h, so we'll divide both sides by 28. This is h is equal to, and 24 over 28 is a fraction that can be simplified. In particular, 24 and 28 have a 4 in common. And once we reduce that fraction, we get 6 over 7. Here's our next one. And like we've been doing, the first step is we want to get rid of these parentheses. In this case, we'll need to FOIL. 2y times y is 2y squared. 2y times 7 is 14y. Negative 3 times y is negative 3y. And negative 3 times 7 is negative 21. On the right-hand side, y times 2y is 2y squared. Y times 4 is 4y. Negative 4 times 2y is negative 8y. And negative 4 times 4 is negative 16. We then want to simplify a little more by combining like terms. 14 minus 3 is 11. And on the right, we have a 4 minus 8, which would be negative 4y. This does not immediately look like a linear equation because this does have a y squared, which does violate our condition on linear equations. However, we see that if we subtract this term, this 2y squared from both sides, it's going to cancel on both the left and the right. I'm left with 11y minus 21 equal to negative 4y minus 16. And now this looks a little more linear. We'll get our variables on the left-hand side, so I'll add 4y to both sides. This gives me 15y minus 21 is equal to negative 16. We'll then move our constants to the other side, so adding 21 to both sides. That leaves me with 15y equal to 5. Move over here. To get rid of that 15, we'll divide both sides by 15. And once we reduce the right-hand side, I get y equal to 1/3. Here's another one that does not immediately look linear because it does have x's on the bottom of a fraction. However, we're going to get rid of this by multiplying by everything on a denominator, which is x minus 3x plus 1. So we're going to multiply both sides of the equation by this. 4 over x minus 3 times x minus 3x plus 1 is just 4 times x plus 1. 2 over x plus 1 times x minus 3x plus 1 is 2 times x minus 3. And then this last term, 1 over x minus 3x plus 1 times x minus 3x plus 1 is just 1. Simplifying, I have 4x plus 4 equal to 2x minus 6 plus 1. That is 4x plus 4 equal to 2x minus 5. We'll move our variables to the left-hand side, so subtract 2x. That gives us 2x plus 4 equal to negative 5. Subtracting 4 from both sides then leaves me with 2x equal to negative 9, and we can subtract or divide by 2 to get that x is equal to negative 9 over 2. And we'll do one last example. Once again, we're going to multiply by our denominator, which in this case is x minus 1. 2x over x minus 1 times x minus 1 is just 2x. We then have 2 times x minus 1. And 3 over x minus 1 times x minus 1 is just 3. Simplifying, I have 2x minus 2. Combining the x's gives me 4x minus 2 equal to 3. I can then remove the 2 to the right-hand side by adding it. That leaves me with 4x is equal to 5. And then finally, dividing by 4 leaves me with x equal to 5 over 4.